First thing we're going to do is start with self-awareness. Somebody read this for me. Read this paragraph I have here. So somebody read it for me.
Research shows that the most successful people share the common trait of self-awareness. They recognize the situations that will make them successful, and this makes it easy for them to find ways of achieving objectives that fit their behavior style. They also understand their limitations and where they are not effective, and this helps them understand where not to go or how not to be as well. Those who understand their natural behavioral preferences are far more likely to pursue the right opportunities in the right way, at the right time, and get the results they desire.
I need y'all to catch that. It says people that are self-aware recognize the situations that make them successful and makes it easy for them to find ways of achieving objectives. They understand limitations, where they're not effective. This helps them to understand where to go or where not to go. This part right here is the most important part. Those who understand their natural behavior preferences are far more likely to pursue the right opportunities in the right way at the right time and get their desired results. The right opportunities. There are some people that I talk to and I work with, and they'll come on a strategy call and they'll say, I want to do a business. And I say, well, what kind of business? And they got all these different talents and all these different gifts. And so I'm like, what do you love to do? What is your passion? Like, what is that natural thing? And if you don't have a passion for it, you may not have it, because you can be, watch this, you can be passionate, but not be gifted. So think about Sister Tree at First Baptist Church, and she's singing. You know what I'm saying, Alvin? She's singing. Y'all know Sister Tree can't sing. She can't sing a lick, but she's passionate. I'm talking about she got all the energy. She got all the hype. She doing the 2-step, the 4-step. She's super passionate, but she can't sing a lick. What that thing Cedric was talking about on the coffee Q&A, where he couldn't dance a lick, but he was passionate about it. And so you can be passionate about something and it not be your gift. And if you're not self-aware, you'll start doing a business that you really shouldn't be doing. And that's where you get confused. And that's where you start being inconsistent. The number one thing that we first need to do is become self-aware of who we are. All right. You got to become self-aware. Let's watch this video.
You will train her harder than any Amazon before. 5 times harder. 10 times harder. Until she is better than even you. But she must never know the truth about what she is or how she came to be. You're stronger than this, Diane. Again. Never let your guard down. You expect the battle to be fair. A battle will never be fair.
All right. Let's talk for a second. So I don't know if you saw the whole movie. How many of y'all saw the whole movie? It should be everybody. That joint been out for a minute. Now, don't worry about it, even if you didn't. Based on the clip, think about self-awareness. Self-awareness. Based on that clip, talk to me what you've taken away. What did you see from a vantage point of self-awareness? Think about it for a second and talk to me about what you saw. Just jump in.
Well, I saw that, like, I'm guessing that's her mom. They were more aware of her strengths and where she was. So they pushed her in her area of strength, where they pushed her into her own self-awareness.
Right.
And then she kept going. It was more so they were pressuring her, but then she got to the point where she knew her own strength and she used that at
Good.
the end, where she used her earn and she really realized that was her strength.
Good, good. Who else? What'd you see? Self-awareness.
I think also similar to what Cedric said this morning, it's that fight or flight syndrome where, you know, she was in battle. So it was, you know, she was about to get taken down. So her, you know, her quick response was her digging deep and I don't know, maybe shocking herself of, you know, her own power that she had to dig deep and, you know, protect herself with or whatever. And then using it, that she became even more aware of what she had within her.
Good. Yeah. Who else?
I'll jump in. I saw, because I did see the whole movie, and I used to be Wonder Woman when I was a kid. So Wonder Woman, she always had the confidence that she could actually do, you know, fight and be just as good as the others. But as she's learning and as she's practicing and getting better and better and better and better, what's happening is that her gift actually comes out in that clip at the end. She doesn't realize she has that power. But the fact is that she's been grooming herself to at least be like the others. And what she discovers is that she's even more than the others.
Need y'all to catch this. She didn't even know that she had that power. The only thing she knew how to fight. She knew she was training to fight. But in her training and in her going through that training battle, she found power that she didn't even know she had. Let that breathe. Everybody on this call, you have a gift, you have a talent, you have a strength. Write this word down. You have a power, a superpower, but you do not know what it looks like because you can't think about it. It's not about somebody telling you got this power, right? You got to actually see it. All right. It was 1991, 92 maybe. I was in Toastmasters. I was at AT&T, and I got tapped to do a presentation, and I was scared to death. I'm talking about scared to death, shaking in my boots. Got prepared for it, and I'm young now. I'm like fresh out of high school a few years, young in a corporate environment. I didn't speak the corporate language. I was a young kid. Got tapped to do a presentation in front of the director of corporate security, based on some hackers that I had found. Did the presentation. I'm talking about, Joanne, probably about 4 minutes into it, found my little sweet spot, shifted up into fourth gear and killed it. And my manager and a few people came to me like, oh my God, that was so great. And I was like, man, I didn't even know, because I never talked when I was in high school. The only time I talked was when I was on the basketball court and I was directing traffic. I didn't even know I had the superpower. I was cutting hair in 2004 or 2005, was cutting hair. And I used to cut, his name was Pastor Johnson. True story. His real name was Pastor Johnson. And he would hear me talking in the shop, because in the shop is where I was practicing and honing my gift, just like Wonder Woman, but I didn't know I had the gift. Right now you're practicing your gift, but you don't even know that you got this gift. So I'm talking in the shop. I'm just conversating. And Pastor Johnson, whom I had been cutting for a while, he said to me, look, man, I'd like you to come to the church and speak to our men. I got about 500 men. And I was like, you'd just be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Because you ain't thinking about it. Man, of course I will, Pastor Johnson. So he was serious. Like he actually followed up with it and we scheduled it and the whole thing. And I was scared to death. Now, mind you, this pre-CJ. This is 10 years before CJ came into my life. So I'm putting together a message over a 30-day period every day, what felt like 8 hours a day, writing a message that I only needed an hour to speak for. I'm talking about right now, everything. Laugh here, pause here, say this here. And it was in a church where I wasn't really familiar speaking in front of, I done been to church, and so I did this and I'm talking about, I went and got a new suit. If you ever see this video anywhere, I got on a suit and a tie. You might not ever see that again with the tie. I had on a suit and tie, but watch this. I envisioned what I was going to have on. I was visioning myself standing up there. I was envisioning what the crowd was going to be like. I envisioned me going. I had both of my sons flank me, and I had, I just had the whole thing. They drove me to the hookup, and I went in there. And the first 5 minutes, I was going through my notes because I had all the papers, this thick little notebook, all my papers and my notes. And y'all see me now with no notes, but I had all the notes right there on the thing, shaking in my boots, hands sweating. I probably was sweating. I might have had that little tremble in my voice. And about 3 minutes into it, I shifted up into third gear. Why? Because the gift kicked in. The superpower kicked in. And once the superpower kicked in, I just put the note. I literally said, oh, I ain't gonna need these. And I went into a whole nother zone. And so the business that you think you want to do, the career that you think you want to have, you got to take your focus off of the business, off of the career, and focus on your gift. Focus on your superpower. Focus on honing it. But coach, I don't know what my superpower is. We're going to talk about that in a second. Coach, I don't know what the gift is. It ain't no one gift. And look, watch this. It ain't no one gift. I said it just right. It ain't no one gift. We all have multiple gifts. But what happens is you think that making money is a gift. I used to think it too. Because you ever know somebody, they ain't worth a damn, but they get all the good jobs. They lose a job, quit a job, walk away from a job, and then the next day they got a better job than you got. You see people on social media killing the game, and they full of crap. They lying, but they killing the game. The universe doesn't judge you the way we judge ourselves. The universe says, if you're working and walking in your gift, you will get the results. Some people got a gift to be a hustler in the negative sense. Some people have a gift of manipulating people with their words. Some people have, like, if you're walking in your gift, you're going to see results. So I want you to frame this in your mind, like, write this down. What's my superpower? So watch this with Wonder Woman, Joanne. And Joanne is Wonder Woman. Just want y'all to know this. So at the end of the clip, out of nowhere, just from instinct, the gift popped out. She put her arms up like that, and boom, that was only one gift. The gift, and look, it wasn't the bracelets, because if anybody else had the bracelets on, the gift wouldn't have manifested itself. The gift was in her. So initially, she thought the gift was the bracelets. Then later on in the movie, she started uncovering the other gifts that she could levitate in the air. Remember at the end of the movie, Joanne, she was just levitating up in the air. Not like, I was like, damn, when did she do that? Because as she went on and started working and walking in who she was and understanding that she is who she is, she started to manifest all of these other gifts. When you start working on you and you start focusing on you from the inside, there are gifts that you will start to uncover. This is where your challenge is going to come in. You cannot walk away from the gift. You cannot run from the gift. If you do not use the gift, I'm not going to say you're going to lose it, but you might not be able to use it the way to its full max. So I used to have a gift of cutting hair. I noticed I said used to. And Kristen and I were talking about this last week. And I was telling somebody like, yo, I can't go back. There's no, like, I cannot go back and cut hair like I used to. I can't do the 12-hour days. I don't even like cutting hair no more. And I don't have the talent like I used to have. I retired in 2011 for about a year when I had my surgery. When I came back, because I had to come back because I wasn't making no money selling that doggone book. When I came back, I did not cut the same way I cut before I retired. I didn't have it. And I cut for 3.5 more years, really struggling with the talent of cutting. I was able to do enough to still generate good revenue, but I didn't have the gift like I used to have. Even now, and I don't cut hair, like I only cut my son when he make me cut him. Even now, it takes me so long. And so think about it like this. When y'all were younger, whether you was playing volleyball, whatever you used to do when you were younger, I played basketball. Right now, if you tried to do that, your mind will say, go do this, make this move, turn here, do that. But your body is going to be like, no. We ain't did that. No. And then you're going to be like, well, why? I'm playing basketball. I broke this finger. You can see my ring finger is crooked as broke. I was balling because in my mind, I thought I looked like when I was in 11th grade. I had the shorts, the shirt, and my handle, I thought looked like it. But in my mind, I was coming down the court, and I was like, yep, I'm going to put it through my legs. I'm going to go through there. I'm going to go to the basket, and then I'm going to look to see if anybody open. And when my mind said go, my body was like, stop. You ain't did this in 30 years. You tripping. Ain't no way in the world your body can do that. I went up in the air to shoot a shot, and in my head, I'm like, oh, that's good. It's all net. And it was all air because I hadn't been practicing the gift. And some of you, or all of you, all of us have gifts that are dormant because our energy and our focus are on extrinsic, external, and not internal. The bag, the money, the career comes as a result of you exercising your gift and your talent. Now let's go in and see what your gifts and talents are. Let's get that, pull out your assessment. Pull out your assessment. Pull it up on your phone, wherever you need to pull it up. Let's pull that up. We're going to walk through it. Now, you guys got the DISC assessment, right? I didn't give you the advanced insights with the other two, with the values and the attributes. We're just going to start with DISC. This assessment measures 4 dimensions of your behavior. Decisive, your D, and that is your preference for problem solving and getting results. Interactive, or the I, is your preference for interacting with others and showing emotion. Stability, or the S, is your preference for pacing, persistence, and steadiness. And the C is cautious, and that's your preference for procedures, standards, and protocols. Decisive, interactive, stability, and cautious. 4 different dimensions that this assessment will measure. Now, I like to connect these animals. So I do a welcome to the jungle. When I go and I do corporate, I like to have the animals because it keeps everybody engaged rather than me saying you a D, you a I, you a S, you a C. So on your assessments, the D, or decisive, is your lion. The I, or interactive, is your flamingo. The S, or your supportive, is your chameleon. And the C, the cautious, is your turtle. You have a lion, a flamingo, a chameleon, and a turtle. Now, there's a reason why we use these animals, and we'll see in a second. So grab your assessment, and now what I'm going to pull up is a different assessment, but this is your graph on your assessment. It's probably page 2 or 3, something like that. And I'm going to need somebody to walk with me on the page numbers because I want you to study certain pages. So go to your bar graph. Let's walk through this real quick.
Hey, Kendall, 1 second.
Yep.
Did you give it to everybody, or this is something different? Because I don't think I
Yeah,
have
when you registered, there was a link, a page. Chris, can you send Erica the assessment link?
I think I
Kristen,
did.
Me too.
say that
But
again, Erica.
I said, I think I did the assessment. I did the assessment. It was like 14 questions, but I don't think I got the results from it.
Check your spam.
Okay.
Check your spam mail. If not,
Okay.
Kristen, can you send her assessment?
I did the same thing. I did the assessment too, but I didn't get the results back either.
Who's this? Who is that?
Kim.
Kim. I thought I
Yeah.
just saw yours come, Kim.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. Check your spam. Kristen,
Okay.
Kristen, are you on?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make sure Kim and Erica get their assessments? Ingrid took that joint about 7 times. All right.
I'll be looking for your assessment.
I wasn't getting the assessment results. That's why I took it. But then I
Did you-
emailed her and she gave it to me.
Oh, you know what? I might have it turned off so nobody got it. Does everybody have their results? I'm over here talking mess. I might be the culprit in this. Well, I should say, who does not have their assessment? Let's start right there.
I got mine from the first time. From yesterday,
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I must have it turned off. Good. So your one from the first time is fine, Alvin.
Okay.
Anybody else? Good. Just put in the chat if you did not get it. Shiv, I know you already got your own. Joanne, I know you got it. Art, I know you got yours. Tasha, you got yours? Okay. Marvin, you got one from Dave from Fourth Power, right?
No,
Well,
well,
Well, it don't
I
matter.
got-
No. Do you got
I
one
got
from me? You got it.
yeah,
Good. All right. Okay. Chris will get you, for those that don't have it, Chris will send it right over to you. All right. So I'm not sure what page it's on, but it's the bar graph as soon as you open up the assessment. And this is the graph. This is looking at it from a high level. So this is literally my graph. If you can see, I am 99 lion or D, right? The colored graph, the colored bar is me and my natural. I wake up roaring, right? Let me tell you what natural means. Now, I can't dance. So just like Cedric said on call, I literally can't dance. When I'm working with Alfred and Art and Yolanda have seen me do this, when the exercise gets a little rhythmic, I get a little lost, right? If I'm thinking too much, I'm getting lost. But so when I'm in my natural, I don't really care. I'll just look crazy. I can't sing. I'll sound crazy. My gray bar is what I adapt or adjust to when I'm being watched or I'm being observed. The gray bar tells you how you're adapting. So what this is saying is, at all times, I am a lion. I am a high D. And remember, that measures the way I solve problems and the way I approach getting results. My I is 99. That measures the way I'm interacting with people, right? It measures how interested I am in people. Naturally, I kind of like people. I interact with people well. But when I adjust, I really don't care about y'all that much in the gray. Like I ain't trying to, I really don't, I'm good. Kristen has been with me on some gigs. I got to kiss baby, shake hands in the beginning. I'll go do the gig. I'm in full flamingo or I when I'm doing the gig, Shiv. Then right after the gig, I'm still in my flamingo. I'm shaking hands, kissing babies. And about 5 minutes after that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. It just shuts down. And I'm right back in my D. And I'm like, okay, let's go, Chris. You do the rest of it. I'm good. I can't talk to nobody else. I don't want to talk to nobody. Right? I came home last night. I came home. I felt like I was in my eye because I was just running my mouth with my wife. And then all of a sudden, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want. Then she started wanting to talk about something. And I shut it down like, no, I'm done. I don't want to talk no more. My S, my chameleon, is at 39. That measures my supportive. That measures my stability. And we're going to go through this in your assessment. That's at 39. So I'm pretty stable. I'm pretty consistent. I can do a fast pace. I can do a moderate pace. I really don't like slow. And if you look at my gray, I don't adjust too well in that area either. And if you look at my C or my turtle, I'm not very cautious. I take a lot of risks, right? If there is process, procedure, instructions, or structure there, I'll follow it most of the time. But if it's not structure, if it's not order, I'll create my own order and keep that thing moving, right? Open up your assessment. I'm going to pull up my assessment and we're going to walk through and do a quick debrief because I want you guys to understand this assessment. Because a lot of times when you're seeing it on the outside, you're just getting a high level view of the assessment. We're going to go deep so you can connect the assessment to you and your gifts and your strengths. All right, pull it up. I'm going to grab mine and we're going to get this thing popping. There. All right. One second. Share. Where is the assessment? Preview, messages, iPad, Adobe. There we go. All right. You guys see my assessment? Somebody say something or shake their head or something.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is the disc. So again, let me make this a little bigger for you. All right. This is the disc. Again, my superpower is that of a lion, right? My secondary superpower is that of a flamingo. So you say, Coach, how is the flamingo your secondary when they both say 99 natural? I have a preference. I can tell by the way I lean. An I or a flamingo is people oriented. A D or a lion is task oriented or results oriented. I lean towards getting results. I am a pusher. I am driven. I'm demanding. That's natural. I have to consciously, Shiv, I got to consciously remind myself to be people oriented, to not be so standoffish, because lions can appear to be very arrogant. Don't y'all say nothing. Don't judge me. We can appear to come off arrogant, like a know-it-all, like we think we got it all together. Or, as somebody said to me one time, you a cold-hearted MFer. You don't care about nobody but your damn self. I'm just telling you what they told me. And that hurt my feelings, but I really didn't care. So I have to be careful not to allow my superpower to become a super weakness. I got to be careful not to allow my strength or my talent to become a non-talent. And so I am consciously going in between all of my superpowers. So let me tell you how I teach it. My D is my superpower. My I or flamingo is my secondary superpower. My S is my tertiary superpower. And my C or my turtle is my secret superpower. So right now in this boot camp, I'm all in my secret superpower. I'm giving you detail. So y'all have heard me talk about the 4 E's when you're presenting, when you're speaking, when you're working with people. You want to be exciting, you want to be entertaining, you want to be engaging, and you want to be educational. The exciting is the lion. The entertaining is the flamingo. The engaging is the chameleon, and the educating is the turtle. By having the presentation, the way we're going to do this workshop or this boot camp, you taking notes, we going back and forth. That's me and my turtle. Now, I can't stay in this long. I only got 25 of it, Shiv. I can't stay in this thing long. So Tosh, what I'm doing is I'm sticking and moving. But in my mind, I'm consciously saying, let me bring it down. So Shiv, you can relate to this. When I was working with, when I first went into the NFL and I was working with the Bears, right? My man told me, I need you to come in and give them energy. I'm bringing you in here because of your energy. And I got that, I'm like Uncle Pop, right? They had young players. I'm cool. I'm like the cool OG. I can talk to them. I spoke their language. So the first time I went in, I gave them all energy, Shiv. The second time we went in, he said, all right, you're talking to my vets now. These grown. So what he said was, I need you to teach. I need you to coach. I need you to train. So Shiv, guess what I did? I went in my C. I went in my turtle. Now I knew I only had an hour, so I was good. I could go in that C for an hour, but I sprinkled in some excitement. I sprinkled in some entertainment, and I definitely engaged. And so what I'm saying to you is, you're not one-dimensional. You have all four of these superpowers or these powers inside of you. Some of them are super, some of them are secondary super, and some of them are secret. Let's go on and find out what that is for you, right? So if you go down to the page that looks like this, I think it's page 5 on yours. I think it's page 5. So look at the top. This is giving you the words, the characteristic, the words that connect to your animal. So the D, the decisive, again, that's how you tend to approach problems and make decisions. So watch this. I'm 99D. So if you look at this chart at the top, high Ds, I'm a high D. I'm very demanding. I am very driving. I am very forceful. You could hear it in my voice. Look, the funniest thing ever, I was armor bearer for the pastor, and I'm a little guy. Like I say I'm 5'8", but I'm probably actually, I ain't gonna tell you. And I'm not like muscle bound, but I always used to walk with my chest out, Shiv. So I walk with my chest out to make myself, in my head, I think I'm big. I think I'm 6'2", like, but as I would walk the pastor out, I would come through the doors and it would be like, boom. And the one time this lady said, oh my God, when you hit the door, I don't know why she told me that, but I would come through the door very forceful. When I was walking with E and traveling with E, as we would be walking through the crowd, I would be walking through very driving, very forceful. I was very demanding. I was in my full D. I'm a high D. I'm a high I. I'm very gregarious. I'm very persuasive. I'm talking about, I knew I was persuasive when I was a teenager. I could manipulate. I was able to, Tosh, you know what I'm talking about. I was able to, and I had them eyes back in the day. So I would use the eyes as a catch, and then my mouthpiece was like, boom, let's go. I'm very gregarious. I'm very persuasive. I'm very inspiring. My S, or my chameleon, is my pace, how I tend to pace things. Sometimes I'll move too fast. Sometimes I won't. But that's a 39. That's right down here, because we go high to low. That's right down here. I'm steady. I'm consistent, and I'm steady and outgoing. Right? Consistent, steady, and outgoing. My C is low, like 20. It might have been 19. Watch this. I'm careless, rebellious, and y'all ask my wife. So I want you to think about, don't just think about your animal like you a lion, you just always roar. No. If you're high, you're just demanding. You're driving, you're forceful, you're daring. You make moves before you think sometimes. If you're a high C, you're cautious. Sometimes you're a perfectionist, you're systematic. I want you now to take a look at your page 5, look at your graph by the numbers, and let's go through your D, your I, your S, and your C, your lion, your flamingo, your chameleon, and your turtle, and give me those characteristics, and I want you to write them down for yourself that highlight who you are. Let's go. Let's talk. Just jump in. Jump in. So say, Coach, my lion is boom. My flamingo is boom. Based on this chart, what are those words, those characteristics that you have? Just jump in.
Okay, I'll go. Okay, so my lion is, I'm agreeable, I'm mild, conservative, inquisitive.
Yep.
I think I'm responsible. Okay.
How you just throw that in there?
I think I'm responsible. Okay.
Go ahead.
And then I'm evened out on the next 3. So I'm a high I, so that's the gregarious, the persuasive, definitely inspiring, enthusiastic, sociable, poised, charming, convincing. I feel like I'm a lot of those.
You about to make up some words now. Go ahead.
And then my S, I'm a high in the 77. So I am predictable, passive, complacent, stable, consistent.
Yep.
And then I'll stop there. And then with my C, Okay. I probably fall more onto the careful,
Good.
analytic, and then
Good.
stop.
Okay. Good. Well, you're probably orderly, but maybe not on your side of the room.
Right. My
In
desk
certain
is a mess.
areas. Yeah. Yeah. So think about it like this. My wife is a high chameleon and a high turtle. So, but you would think the high turtle, perfectionist, systematic. No, 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 no. She's very cautious and she's very careful, but she's not orderly in anything except makeup, right? If it's makeup, she leans on that chameleon. She's super patient, super predictable, and super passive, right? But I want all right, who's up? Who's up? Let's keep going.
I'll go, Coach.
Go ahead, Yolanda.
So my lion, I'm inquisitive, responsible, determined. My flamingo. So flamingo, I'm definitely social, enthusiastic, and reserved. Chameleon, predictable, passive, complacent. Probably all of these words is what I am,
Good.
except chaotic. I would
Good.
say not chaotic. Then turtle, perfectionist, systematic, careful, orderly, not really rebellious, and not
Yeah.
careless.
Art. Is she rebellious? What's your Yolanda? What is your number on your C, your turtle?
My turtle is 53.
Good.
And yeah.
On
And
your
then
color,
chameleon.
right? So 53 is right around analytical, orderly, and neat.
Mhm.
Now, here's what I want everybody to do. In each of the 4 dimensions, I want you from this paper, I want you to pick based on what number you're on your graph, in your dimension. I only want you to pick the top 3 words, the top 3 characteristics. So for me, in my lion, I'll say I'm demanding, driving, and forceful. In my flamingo, I'll say I'm gregarious, persuasive, and inspiring because I'm 99 in each of those. In my chameleon, I'm at 39. I'll probably say I'm steady, outgoing, and restless. In my turtle or my C, I'm at the bottom. I am rebellious, careless, and challenging. I want you to pick all 3. On your piece of paper, at the top, I want you to make your 4 columns, your lion, your flamingo, your chameleon, and your turtle, and write down those top 3 characteristic, just the one words that you have, just the one words. You and watch this. I only want you to pick 3. And I'm going to tell you why I only want you to pick 3. Because we'll go down the list and be like, yeah, I'm pretty much all these things, and we'll get lost. Let's focus on the top 3, and then we can add in or identify the other ones at a later time. All right? Write that down. Let's move on. Now, as you go through this on your page, I don't know what page this is for you, but here, each of these next 4 pages literally tells you what superpowers, characteristics you have in your specific animal. So now for my higher Ds or my higher lions, watch this. We tend to take an active and direct approach to obtaining results. That's high Ds. Now that's the general. The lower Ds, we tend to solve new problems in a more deliberate, controlled, and organized manner. Now, everybody's is going to be different. I want you to look at yours. My high D says right here, and this is what I read. It says, bruh, you are always interested in the new, the innovative, and the cutting edge ideas. Kristen will tell you, not even back in the day, I used to be like, yo, we're about to do this. And 10 minutes later, I'd be like, we're going to do this and this and that and that. I was always bringing something new to the table. That's a gift. That's a characteristic that I need to know. It also tells me, it says, bruh, you may be perceived as somewhat egocentric or arrogant, we just talked about it, by others who you feel are less confident than you. We're going deep, Shiv. We're going to go deep in this. It also tells me you demand high levels of results or performance in both yourself and others. Kristen, is this true? She might be working. And it also tells me you can be very commanding and tend to take charge more than you follow. Come on, Shiv. Let me tell you how I read this. I have a problem playing in other people's sandbox. When Josh called me and CJ called me in 2018 and said, we want you to take over all revenue generating activity in ETA, I was like, you sure? Because I know me. I got that takeover thing in me, Shiv. And he was like, yep, it's yours. Do it. I was like, bet. Went and did it. Like wasn't no problem. I ain't had no problem. I ain't need to ask for no direction. I just took the ball and said, let's go. That's a gift. Now I want to hear from you. Based on your first, like you're lying. What does that first bullet say for you? Let's go through. I want to hear from everybody. What is your first bullet? Just jump in.
Man, mine says you might be hesitant to make important decisions quickly under time pressure. So that leads to the question of, if it's too early for it, let me just throw it out there. What's the benefit of being a low D, man, if I can't make no decisions?
You want to know why? It doesn't. Now, It didn't say you can't make decisions. It said you may be. No. Watch this. Read it again.
You might be hesitant.
Yep.
To make. Okay.
Go ahead. No, keep going.
You might be hesitant to make important decisions quickly under time pressure.
Right. So basically, this is where the self-awareness comes in. If you know that you may be hesitant in making decisions, then that means you need to be conscious of it and manage it, and then say, I know me. In order for me to make this decision, I need this information here. And I can't allow this process to cause me to procrastinate. This is about being self-aware. There is no right, there is no wrong. So now, like, watch this, Tosh. I'm gonna use myself, and then you got to share. I'm gonna use myself as an example. If I'm always interested in the new, the innovative, and the cutting edge ideas, and I'm not hesitant in making a decision, I got to ask myself, Tasha, what am I missing when I move too fast? Where are the leaks in my bucket? So I have to consciously say, let me hurry up and slow down. And before I make this decision, let me make sure that I jump over into my turtle and dot as many I's and as many T's as I need to dot. Make sense? Who else? Read me your top bullet.
Let me jump in. It's Joanne. So you appreciate and like standardized controls and policies to avoid surprises along the way. That's your first bullet? That's my first bullet. You know, all the little questions I have and the support and gradation. That's me.
So what does that tell you about yourself?
It means that I like to know what I'm doing before I make a move. Like, I'm not just trying to join in with, like everybody's moving. I don't want to just run up the stairs and, and out into the public. I want to know when I get to the top of the stairs, what am I going to see?
Yeah. Now, how can this become a problem for you?
Well, I probably annoy the heck out of everybody who, I'm asking those questions. I don't know. I mean,
think about it.
Okay.
So think about it. If read me the bullet again.
You appreciate and like standardized controls and policies to avoid surprises along the way.
Right. So what this tells you is, in order for you to function at your highest level and to really be able to go, you need to have things in order. There needs to be structure. There needs to be systems. And where there's not, and I'm glad you said the emails, you make suggestions. So you're operating in your gift. And watch this, because you're operating in your gift, you're able to help us make adjustments and make things better. So remember when I told you, keep sending those emails? Because what you don't see as a gift or a talent, I'm seeing in you as a major superpower. Because that's not my superpower. Am I making sense?
Yes. Yeah. I feel better now. Thanks.
Yeah. So what happens is, when you go in an environment and it doesn't have all the structure that you need, you get stressed. You get ticked off, like you can't function and flow. And what that's telling you is, you either need to do like you do and send emails, or have conversations to put some standardized process in there, or you need to leave the environment because it's not going to allow you to function in your natural gift, your natural talent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Now, let me ask everybody a question. Think about a time in your life when you were in a relationship and you were not able to be your natural self. You couldn't pass gas like you wanted to in front of the person. You couldn't tell them all the secrets you wanted to tell them. You just weren't able to be yourself. Think about that time. And then now I'm asking you, how did that relationship work out? Just jump in.
No.
Was it great? Did you still in it? What happened?
No.
You ain't in it. No. Yeah, just a simple no. It doesn't work.
We're just friends now.
Yeah, like, look, we can't even go deep. We only friends, and I'm going to control how often I get to talk to you. And that is because whenever you are not your natural self, things don't work. Whenever you're not in your, so anytime you're putting up airs, you're putting up a front, or you're in environments and situations where you can't be in your talent or your strength, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you got to remove yourself. Watch this. When I was in the early 90s in AT&T, I hated working that job because there was no new, there was no innovative, there were no ideas. It was the same old day-to-day mundane things. So people ask me, how did you know that you weren't meant to work a job? I didn't know. But now I know because I can't be in an environment where it's the same old blah. So when I removed myself from corporate, that's when I blew up. Even in the barbershop, I hated, I promise you, Shiv, I hated being in the barbershop. I got to be here all day, watch this, talking to different people about the same thing, the same game from last night, all day long for 12 hours. It drives me crazy. And so that's what, it wasn't that I didn't like cutting. I didn't like the same old, but I didn't realize it. I wasn't in my gift. And look, watch this. That's why I wasn't as successful as I should have been, because I wasn't in my natural gift. Are y'all catching this? Somebody else, go ahead, Erica.
Okay, so because I didn't have the assessment at first, I was going along with you, but now I'm kind of stuck on trying to read the graph and everything.
Just catch up with us where we are. Go to whatever page this is for you. Somebody tell me what page this is on y'all assessment.
So when you were saying the high D, what they were just talking about, right?
Page 7.
Page 7. Go to page 7.
Okay.
So it says your D scores. What is the number for you? The natural number.
42.
42. Read me the first bullet to your right.
You prefer to culture that allows ample time to assess a new idea before implementation take place.
Good. So what that tells me is you don't make fast decisions.
No.
You're gonna pontificate on it, right?
Yes, I need to know all the facts.
Now what happens when you get rushed to make decisions fast?
It frustrates me.
So let me ask you a question. Would you keep yourself in an environment or an area or a state of mind where you're constantly being rushed to make fast decisions?
No.
This is where self-awareness comes in, people. But what happens, Shiv, is most people just look at the bar graph and they don't go deep in the assessment. And this is only the disc. For those of y'all that's going to go deep in all three, the deep dive, the game changes. All right, who else? Read that first bullet.
You appreciate and like standardized controls and policies to avoid surprises along the way, which is 100% true for me.
Good. So this tells me you a low D, right?
Yes, I had 11.
Exactly. It does. Now read it one more time.
You appreciate and like standardized controls and policies to avoid surprises along the way.
Good. Now, what do you do for a living? This is Ingrid?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Ingrid?
I credential providers with healthcare.
Good. Good. In your work, in your job, what is the most frustrating part of your job?
When I get an email saying, stop what you're doing, you got to do this now.
everything that goes against that first bullet, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, so if you know that now, what, and this is a rhetorical question, what adjustments can you make? Now that you're self-aware, what adjustments can you make so that it does not stress you when those emails come? Because you can only control what you can control.
Mhm.
That means you got 3 other areas, dimensions that you can shift over to when that comes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good, good. All right, let's go down to the flamingo, the next one. Now, if you watch here, it says your higher flamingos, we tend to meet new people in an outgoing, gregarious, and socially assertive manner. Socially assertive means you're going to push yourself on people and they don't want to be bothered with you, right? The lower flamingos tend to meet new people in a more controlled, quiet, reserved, introvert. So they're talking about high flamingos are extrovert, low flamingos are introvert. My first bullet says you are very optimistic. Now watch this, Shiv. It does not say you love jumping out and talking to people. That ain't the first bullet. My first bullet says I'm optimistic, which I am. I believe I can jump off a building. I can leap a tall building in a single bound. I believe I can fly. I believe when I walk that the ground shakes. I'm just optimistic like that. I'm not going to try and jump off the building, but I don't look at the negative in any situation. I'm always looking at the result, not the problem. Somebody read me what your first bullet says and what your natural I or flamingo score is.
I'll go real quick, Coach.
Go ahead.
Mine is a 53 natural, and it says you appreciate an open door policy with both peers and supervisors.
Good, good, good. What does that say to you, Art?
I'm open to talk to people about our problems and what's going on, and open to do it, not afraid.
Yep.
Speak my mind.
Good. And can you think of a time or times when that doesn't happen, and what does it do to you?
Yeah, it gets me upset because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really speak my mind that I should have, and then I get frustrated and get mad.
Yep, which means you're not in your natural gift. And remember, the first thing we read when we talked about self-awareness is when you become self-aware, it allows you to make the adjustments so you pursue. I'm gonna say it like this. You pursue the right career that fits you. You pursue the right business that fits you. You pursue the right relationship that fits you. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is when you become more self-aware, you now can make the adjustments that you need to make. So now you understand yourself, which means you're going to understand other people, and you can make these adjustments so that you can communicate more effectively. All right, let's go down to the next one, the chameleon. It says the higher chameleons tend to prefer a more controlled, deliberative, predictable environment. The lower chameleons tend to be more flexible, dynamic, unstructured work environment. If you look at mine, I'm a lower chameleon. I'm super flexible. My first bullet says, I prefer a moderately structured environment, not too much, not too little, because I don't like to be confined. That's why I couldn't sit in AT&T. That's why I could never work a job. That's why I didn't even like sitting in the barbershop. I had to create my own rules. I have a problem taking orders from other people. The military would never work for me. What does your first bullet say? Come on, y'all, jump in. Who we got? What is your number? Yeah, tell me what that number is and what the first bullet says.
So my number is 99.
Mm-hmm.
And my first bullet point says you possess excellent listening skills, some of the best.
Absolutely. Almost to the point, my wife is that 99 too. And I'm talking to her and I'm like, are you listening to me? Because me, I don't listen. Right? Where are my high D's on? Just say I'm a high D. I'm a high D.
High D.
Yep, Shiv. Yep, me, Shiv, Art, yep. Now, y'all know, it's especially when we're coaching people, Shiv, when you have to sit and listen, it drives you crazy. Because we want to, we're just built to want to respond, to want to react, but we have to wait and we got to be patient. That is you being mature in your self-awareness. So I'll be talking to my wife, or my wife will be talking to me, and I'm like, okay, get to the point. Stop giving me all the color in the story. Just give me the high and let me go. You want me to sit here and listen to this whole story? What do I care about all of that? You got to know who you are. You got to know your characteristics. All right. And now, let me say this. This is not like, we're going to connect this to you getting stuff done in your life and getting stuff done in your business. All right. Here is my turtle, my high C. It says that high turtles tend to adhere to rules, standards, procedures, and protocols set by those in authority. Lower turtles tend to operate more independently from the rules and standard operating procedures. As y'all can see here, I got a problem with rules. As y'all can see, I got a problem with the rules. It says, my bullet says, you are probably perceived by others as a rule bender. The right way to do things is the way I'm doing it right now. What does your bullet say? What is your natural turtle? What's that number for you? And what is your first bullet? Somebody share.
I have 80.
Yeah, everybody want to jump in this one. Go ahead, Shy. Go ahead, Shy.
Okay. I have natural 88, adaptive 67. And my first bullet point says, you are very systematic and like to analyze detail to accomplish a process correctly.
When that doesn't happen for you, how do you feel?
Annoyed. Like, because to me, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're annoyed. So watch this. Anytime you can control that situation or whatever parts of it you can control, you have to control it so that it doesn't get you to that point. And if you can't control it, that's where you adjust into another dimension. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that gray bar where you saying is 67 and your colored bar is what?
88.
You're adapting down. I want you to adapt just a little bit more. Your gray bar and your color bar, they should be going like this. They should be like almost neck and neck. Five different, maybe 7 different. 10 is the max I'll go. Why, coach? Because your adaptive is when you're not being your natural self. And we know that when you're not being your natural self, you don't put yourself in the position of being successful. Go ahead, Joanne.
Okay, mine says, this is like getting a psychic reading. You desire a great deal of explanation before beginning a new task.
Lord have mercy. So I remember our first call, and I'm talking about, I was so deep in my turtle on that call. When I got off the call, I was stressed. It wasn't even her that stressed me. I had to match her turtle, Shiv. So it's like you got a client and your client is a turtle, a full-fledged high turtle, which means they need structure, they need process, they need procedure. They don't care nothing about your little energy, Kendall. And so, Joanne, when you don't have that, it frustrates the hell out of you, doesn't it?
It does, but I have learned to ask for that.
There you go.
The fact is that people want to do things they like this. I move, my business moves like this, but I have to stop them and say, I need to know this information.
Now watch. I'm sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I was talking to a lawyer and I asked her a question. It's like, she said to me, do you really need to know this before we can get my P&L together? So I said, no, I don't, but I'm just trying to be thorough.
Yeah. So again, guys, write this down. Control what you can control. Joanne could control that. So she asked for what she needed. Where you can't control it, make an adjustment. Who else we got? Read that bullet, because a few of y'all tried to jump in on this one.
Erica.
Erica and Taj, you trying to jump in too? All right, go ahead, Erica.
So I am a low C.
Yep.
And it says you are fine with change when it is clear how it will improve effectively.
Excellent. And how are you when that doesn't happen?
I don't know, because my bar is like at 10% and the adaptive is 10 and the natural is 46.
Yeah, that's okay. So what that says is at 46 at the natural, read the first bullet again.
You are fine with change when it is clear how it will improve effectively.
So watch this. What do you do for a living, Erica? And I don't remember. I know we talked the other day, but I don't remember.
I do event planning right now, but
Right.
right now I'm working as a behavior specialist because somebody told me to go get my job back.
Yeah. don't do me like that. All right. So now watch. So for you, Erica, let's say you're doing an event or you're at the job, right? When a change happens, when they don't tell you why, or there's order and structure there, that drives you a little crazy.
Yes.
And so now, same thing, control what you can control. You got to say to yourself, what about this scenario can I control? And what I can't control, let me make an adjustment. Let me adapt up or adapt down. You feel me? Now, I got to say this. And I know for those of y'all that have been on this assessment trail with all of us, whether it was with Chris, whether it was with E, whether it was with me, whatever it is, I need you to look at the graph, but don't focus on the graph. You got to go deep in reading the bullets and reading the actual assessment. The graph is great for me as a high lion because I can give it a high level overview. But you get great when you go deep. And that's why we're going deep in the assessment. All right, Tosh, go ahead. What's that bullet?
All right, Coach. So my first bullet is, I'm a 5310.
Mm-hmm.
And it says your approach to working with others is usually tactful and respectful. But I was like, okay, that's cool. It was a second bullet that said you're quite analytical and enjoy a high level of details and data. I don't consider myself analytical. So I was kind of confused.
Define analytical.
Like you sit there and think about, and you like people that, like my husband's analytical. Like he'll watch, and I ain't got time. If you crazy, then you just crazy. Like I ain't gonna sit there and watch you and learn about you being crazy. I just,
Well, let me help you out. Let me see if we can define this analytical. How long you been on the coffee Q&A rocking with us?
At least 7 times, I guess.
That's 7 weeks, right?
September. I started in September.
Yeah, let's just say 2 months because it's the end of October, right? Let's just say 2 months. You've been enjoying them, right? I know my people been sending you texts and emails to schedule a call, right? Well, wait. No. Just walk with me because I need you to see this, right? They've been sending you stuff, right? You yourself sent me a DM, but it wasn't me. It was to my people and said, you about to schedule a call, right? Hold on, wait. No. Come on. Right? You did, right?
Yes.
Now I'm looking at the calendar. I ain't seen Tosh's name come yet. Have you scheduled that call yet, Tosh?
No. Okay,
you want to know why? Because you analyzing. You dotting your I's and crossing your T's. You want to get I'm gonna jump on these coffee Q&As. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump in this little boot camp thing here. I want to be very strategic because I may not want to get on the call until I'm.
Yeah, you're right.
Read that second bullet again.
You're quite analytical.
Let's go.
Deal with it now. You're quite analytical and enjoy a higher level of details and data.
You're looking for more before you just jump in.
You're right.
And this is the way we have to start looking at things, guys. Like your paradigm will have you looking at the assessment and thinking that this ain't you. It's only spitting data back that you put into it. You just got to look at it and say, which area of my life? I had to look at my wife because I'm thinking because she a high C that I'm talking about, I can just give her stuff and it's going to be like bat. And I'm getting the total opposite. And I had to look at her assessment. I was like, oh, she don't have the admin piece. She's the creative. That means she leaning on that chameleon. Anybody else for this turtle bullet?
Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead, Marv.
So natural is 88, adaptive is 74. My first bullet is when you present your agreement, you do so locally, not emotionally.
Good. Read it one more time for me.
When you present your argument, you do so logically, not emotionally.
What's your number?
88 for my
good.
Natural.
You're a high turtle, right? So you recognize you do that, right? And sometimes people will say to you, yeah, I don't need all the detail, or you'll come off sometime as a know-it-all, right?
I get it all the time.
All the time, but you keep on doing the same thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. So now what adjustment do you think you need to make? Because watch this, everybody don't think the way you think.
Right. Don't, in a sense, don't give so much information. You know,
that could be one thing. However, what I really want you to do is control what you can control.
Okay.
Give enough until they ask for more.
Okay. All right. Give enough. Yes.
Shiv, you can take, boy. Shiv, you take this to the cricket team, bro. Let's go. All right. Now I'm gonna go back for a second. I want everybody to go back to their bar graph. With that first couple, whatever that page is, where your bar graph is. I'm going to mine. Now, we just went through all four. We only read the first bullet, maybe the second bullet, but I want you guys after this day tonight to study your bullets, those characteristics in each. Now, I want to remind y'all, we all have each of these dimensions within us. Let me tell you what makes me sweet. That's my high D talking now. Let me tell you what makes me sweet. I just sat here and I went through all four of my dimensions. I gave you some excitement. I entertained you. I'm engaging with you and I'm educating you. So that means it doesn't matter who I have, what high lion, high flamingos, high chameleons, low chameleons, high turtles. I'm able to touch everybody on the call. Even in my low turtle, my low C, and Joanne and her high and Marvin and his high, I'm giving them enough detail for them to chew on and munch on, which means I am now engaging with everybody. Does this make sense? It is about understanding yourself, understanding others, and then making the adjustments. We didn't even get past page 7. All right, let's go down a little bit further. We went through those 4. Now I want you to go to the page that says right after that, which is your natural you. Well, it says your natural style pattern, but your natural you. And I just want everybody to read me their first bullet on your natural you, right? I'm gonna read mine first. It says, I tend to be a confident and independent person who is a self-starter and has strong competitive edge. For me as an entrepreneur, when y'all look and see people that are go-getters, that are just, in our words, grinding, that are pushing, that got that competitive, that's my strength. Anything other than that, I'm gonna lose. I know that this is a natural gift for me. This is something natural for me. I'm able to think quick on my feet. It's natural. So I should be walking in that, not running from it. Let's go around the call. Let's go around the call. I'm gonna stop this here because I want to see everybody's face. Read me your first bullet.
I'll go real quick, Coach.
Yep.
Mine said a continuous trailblazer attitude that clears the way for others to follow.
Good. Are you walking in it?
Yes, sir. I believe I am. Yes, sir.
Good. Who else? Come on. First bullet.
Mine says you tend to be verbal and articulate about many different topics and issues.
You walking in it?
Yes.
It's natural for you. Next.
Very strong. Very strong verbal and persuasive skills. This is created by the higher D and higher I preferences.
Yeah. I've been on the phone with him. He got that. He's strong with it. Go ahead, Tosh.
You score like those who desire to become the best they can or an expert in a specific area.
Exactly. As analytical as you are. Let's go. Who else?
I'll go. It's Joanne. Has the ability to take the seed of an idea and make it develop into a successful solution.
Come on. Who else?
You place high expectations on yourself and others and are able to help coach others into a strong quality orientation.
Good. Who else?
Erica. Mine says excellent coach or counselor with others on the team.
So what was that you told me you wanted to do, Erica, when we was on the phone for a business?
Event plan. But my gift, I think that is speaking. I love to encourage. I make like.
You love to do exactly what that first bullet said.
Yes, I do.
What was that business you said you wanted to do?
Uh,
Let's let it breathe. Don't answer it. Just let it breathe. Come on, who else?
Tend to be optimistic and demonstrate high personal standards and set high goals for yourself.
What's the business you looking to do, Ingrid?
Administrative.
Good. Does that line up? Are you in your natural talent when you're working?
Yes.
And that's why you get the results. Who else?
I just got my assessment.
Go ahead, Kim.
What bullet are we reading? Mine just came through.
On the natural side, well, come on, we'll come back to you. But it's on the natural side, on the page that says your natural style. Somebody tell us what page that is, because my assessment is different. Page 11. Yeah, page 11. Go ahead, Nicholas.
It says,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim. You ready? Go ahead.
It says a hard driver, even in the face of opposition.
You're gonna drive. I heard that when I talked to you. You pushing. That's a natural gift for you. Nicholas.
Can handle assertive and aggressive people with a blunt and critical response.
Welcome to the family, Nicholas. Shiv, we got another one. Art, we got another one. Welcome to the family, Nicholas. Come on with all us arrogant, aggressive folk. I want all my family to come on. I'm not alone. Right. Come on, Shy, what you got? Shy and Alvin, what you got? Alvin, I know you're working. If you can jump on, you good. Come on, Shy.
You tend to judge others by objective standards and want to be evaluated yourself by specific criteria that is provided preferably in writing.
Now you coaching, right, Shy?
Yeah, what does this mean?
Yeah, come on. No, I'm about to walk through it with you. You coaching, right? I think yes. Yeah, okay. So read the bullet one more time.
You tend to judge others by objective standards and want to be evaluated yourself by specific criteria that is provided preferably in writing.
You a high C, ain't you?
I think.
What's your C?
Let me go back to it. I am.
Yeah, oh no, I know you are. I just wanted you to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what that says is you're very methodical, you like the rules, the process, the structure, and what you're doing is as you're coaching people, you're coaching them based on who you are, not based on who they are.
Okay.
Now, let me share this with everybody. As a coach, and for those of y'all that have been with me for any lengthy, probably on here, just Kristen and Art has probably the longest. If you knew me a couple of years ago, for those of y'all that watched the old videos of me where I was just yelling and screaming all the time, I look at some of those videos and I cringe right now. That was me working with people based on who I was. People don't get great from you teaching them how to be you. They get great by you showing them who they are and sharing with them based on the way they need to receive information. So Shy, what that first bullet is saying is you got to come up out of you and allow people to be them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Let's go. So that would be like me just jumping on this call and just roar. Let's go. We ain't got no slides. I'm just going to talk the whole time. Joanne, Shy, Marvin, and all my high C's would be like, this boy crazy. I don't even want no parts of this. But what do? I work with everybody. When I'm on the phone with Joanne, I got to slow down. I got to get a little structure. I got to meditate before I get on the phone with Joanne because I be on 10. I got to bring it on down a little bit because I know she's going to stretch me. She's going to ask me questions that I got to think. And I can't give my flamingo answer like, I love it. Kristen, Chris is a high flamingo, right? And so a lot of times when Chris is working with a client, she'll sometimes get on the phone with me and be like, man, that was different. Before she knew the assessment the way she does, she would be like, yo, that was different. I was like, yep, they wasn't a flamingo, were they? No, they didn't respond to the way I was flamingoing them. I was like, yeah, because you got to speak to them in their language. Speak the language of the people that you're communicating with. Now watch this. When you're talking to yourself, speak your language.
Ooh.
Let that breathe. Here's what I mean. Like when I'm talking to myself, I'm cussing myself out. Like I literally, no, I'm talking about for real. I cuss myself out because that's what drives me. I can't do that to you. I can't do that to Joanne. I can't do that to Marvin. Well, I probably could because they turtles. I got to just do it slow. I can't do it too fast. But if I do that with Ingrid, if I do that probably with Alvin, they're not responding to that. Kim, Nick, well, let's go. She like, let's go. Cuss me some more. Cuss me some more. Shiv, rah, let's go. But I got to be careful because I'll drive you away instead of pull you towards me. And some of y'all are driving away the people in your life. Some of y'all are driving away the business that wants to come to you. Some of y'all are pushing away the promotion that you're trying to get. And because you're not speaking to yourself properly, you want to do a business that doesn't line up with your natural gifts and your natural talents. Or you're in a business and you're not using your natural gifts and natural talents because you're focused on the platform and not the person. Tell you what I mean. The platform is you're thinking about, I use myself, you're thinking about the hair, the barbershop, and not thinking about the communication, the coaching, the speaking, the presentation power, the people skills that I really use to generate revenue. That makes sense, Tosh?
I'm sorry, one more time. I got 3 kids.
See, now this is going to be good. Because I'm a high D and a high I can't repeat it because I don't know what I said. Now, there's a C on here that can tell me what I said, but I can't repeat it the same way because I don't even remember it. What did I say, Joanne? I know somebody know. But what I really am saying is don't get caught up on the platform, the job you have, the business you're trying to build. Focus on you, the person, and understand yourself, your strengths, your powers, your natural gifts, and let your gift make room for you.
Okay, now that you said that, I'm happy that you said that. So when you say your gifts and your talents, I was just thinking about that. So naturally, I know that I can talk, never did I think about putting it into business, but I have always wanted to be like a public speaker. I'm definitely always like mentoring people and everything. I'm big on fitness. So I am coaching somebody through fitness and helping them lose weight because I know what it takes. So I do naturally do that in talking, but my passion is like creating an event planning. So when I've thought about business, that is what I heard in my spirit. Your gifts and your talents will make room for you. And I thought about event planning because that's something that I really enjoy doing.
Again, and I'm glad you said that, platform and person. The platform is event planning. The person is you connecting with people. It don't matter what platform you do it on. You can do it on the corner, on a soapbox. You getting caught up in event planning. You really need, let me tell you what I did. I couldn't stay in the barbershop because the platform didn't line up with my person because the platform restricted me. So once I was able to go away from as I started building this and I transitioned out off of that platform, my platform now is the earth. So I was always on the road speaking to people, not just on the stage, in the airport, on the phone, not just on social. And this is where we get it. You're like, I want to be a speaker. And you think that speaking is just what you do on the stage. I want to be a coach. You think that coaching is just what you do one-on-one. Every time you open your mouth, you are exercising your gift. It makes room for you because as the marketplace sees you, hears you, and feels you in your gift, that's when it makes room for you. If it's in event planning, fine. If it's cutting hair, fine. But you got to find a platform to practice the gift. Remember the Wonder Woman? She had the gift. She didn't know it. She was in the training on the platform. The platform brought out in her aspects of her gift that she didn't know she had. And if y'all got to go watch the movie, it was really good. At the end of the movie, when she beat my man and conquered whoever his name was, Ares or something like that, she floated up in the sky like Superman, floated up there like, I know exactly who I am now, what I do. And I don't restrain or limit myself to just this small area. I'm just going to go out and be who I am. Labels create limits. It's the labels. We need to use them so people can identify. Alvin has a restaurant, right? Now his gift ain't a restaurant. That ain't his talent. Alvin, what's your natural talent? One of your natural talents and gifts. He like, damn, why you call on me?
Well, now I know that my talent is speaking and coaching and inspiration and
Nope. No. You put names on it. Your talent is telling you in that assessment. Don't say speaking, don't say coach. You put names and labels on it. Your talent is communication.
Oh, communication. Okay.
Go deep in the assessment. And everybody gonna have that homework. Go ahead, Alvin.
Yeah, it's communication and talking with people.
Communication and talking with people. Watch this. If you say my talent is speaking and coaching, then you'll start looking for speaking engagement and coaching clients. People don't come to me to coach them because they see me coach. They don't ask me to speak because I go out and say I'm a speaker. They just see me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. They see me in my gift. Let them put the labels on you. Chris will tell you when we send the bio out, I go stand up and be like, y'all ain't even got to read that bio. Don't nobody care about that. But every time I'm done, they'll be like, well, are you a motivational speaker? Did I motivate you? Yes, then I'm a motivational speaker. I ain't never called myself coach. Y'all started calling me coach. I just called on. I just said, okay, I'll be the coach. My kids called me Pop. All right, I'll be Pop. Just go walk in your gift. First, understand, become self-aware, study your assessment, really get a grip on your person. Don't focus on the platform and don't allow the labels. Joanne does accounting services. By title, by trade, she's an accountant. But what's your talent? That high C, the order, the structure, the preciseness allows her to work on that platform at a high level because of the talent. Some people might be like, well, you got to be good with numbers. No, you just have to be good with structure and order and have a systematic approach. That's a talent. Would I ever make a good accountant, Joanne?
Only if you're yelling at the numbers.
That's what I'm talking about. So if I go to my people, if I go to Chris and be like, all right, Chris, we're going to open up an accounting service and I'm going to be the chief accountant. Chris will leave me and be like, we're about to be broke. And are we making sense? Don't get caught up on these titles and the names. What's your talent? What's your gift? All right, let's go on. Let's go on. Because I promise we have not scratched this surface yet. All right, hold up. And y'all gonna have me go an extra hour, and you know I can't do that. Kristen will not let me do that. All right, so you got your natural style, your adaptive style. This is what I want y'all to do for homework. On your assessment, I want you to go through your natural style, and for all of your bullets, I want you to write what animal this represents or what letter. Is it your lion? Is it your flamingo? Is it your chameleon? So for me, this first bullet that says tends to be confident and independent person who is a self-starter and has a strong competitive edge. Which animal is that for me? Somebody say it.
A lion.
That's my lion. And as you go through each of these bullets, it is directly connected to one of your animals, one of your dimensions. When you can connect a characteristic to an animal or a dimension, it gives you full clarity and it helps you maneuver through each dimension. I want you to do that for your natural and your adaptive. We're going to move a little quicker. Same thing, ideas for being more motivated. For each bullet, write the animal, the corresponding animal that it's connecting you to. Shy, you with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Same thing, ideas for staying more motivated. Read your characteristic and write the animal, the dimension, the letter that it connects to. Now, everybody go to page strength-based insights. Somebody tell us what page that is on your assessment. Strength-based insights. 15?
Yes.
Go to 15. Now, this page right here, probably the most powerful. When I started studying this, it made everything clear. I don't tell this to a lot of people, but I was confused as to what type of speaker I was when I started doing the speaking thing. You know, who my audience was, what I was supposed to be doing, all that. My very first bullet, this is a strength, says, I am very skilled, like very is in all caps on my assessment. I'm very skilled at verbal expression, can deliver the same message using a persuasive style or an authoritative style with equal confidence. Somebody tell me, am I working and walking in my gift, in my strength? Yes. So now when you ask me, Coach, how did you go from 0 to 7 figures? I'm always in my strength. I got a cleaning business that does not allow me to be in my strength. And guess how much interactive connection or how much time I spend in there? Limited. Because I'm not in my strength. I got somebody else managing it, somebody else running it, doing the thing. I only do things that I'm in my strength. That's why when you see people that are on their platforms in their success, and we look and we be like we look at ET, he a beast because he in his strength. That's what he do. And here's what happens. We'll see other people in their strength killing the game, and we'll say, I want to do what they do, but you may not have the same strength. Let this breathe. I want you to look at your first bullet, read your first bullet, and ask yourself, am I working and walking in my strength? What's yours say, Shiv? First one.
Excellent at initiating activity and direction for the team or organization.
Now he's doing performance coaching. He's got some cricket teams. He works with professional athletes, and he is in his strength. If you read your first bullet and ask yourself, what am I doing in my career? If I'm trying to build a business, am I in my strength? Joanne, read your first bullet for me.
Mine says, precise in the things you offer to a complex process or solution.
You're in your strength. What you do. Tosh.
Can be seen as the hub of the wheel with many activities occurring simultaneously.
You that steady, you that steady person. Are you in your strength?
Well, what's interesting is that I always thought that was a negative because I you know, I'm a colorful person, so I have to, you know, and so I always thought that you needed to know, like I like to act, I like to sing, I like to, you know, talk to folks about sexual health or nutrition and all that type of stuff. So I always thought, well, no, Tosh, you got to pick one, and I've always had difficulty picking one.
Yeah. So here's the thing: there's a difference between talent and gifts and strengths.
Okay.
This is a strength. You can do. Go ahead, somebody. Go ahead.
The strength is what, having multiple stuff going on?
No. Read the bullet. Read the bullet. Read it again for me.
Can be seen as the hub of the wheel with many activities occurring simultaneously.
What this is saying is one of your strengths is multitasking. And you do it well.
Okay.
So when you try to narrow something down to only one thing at all times, you get antsy. Right? So now when you do jump on a call with me, you're going to be like, Coach, I want to do this, 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 and that. And I'm going to say to you, nope, we're going to start with one thing. And once we master that, then you'll be able to really shine in your gift. Make sense?
Yeah.
You sure? Let's go. Good. Marvin, what's that first bullet say?
First one has the ability to get along well with a wide variety of other behavioral styles.
Good. That means that's your chameleon probably. Right? That means you get along with folk real good, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Good. What kind of business you doing?
Landscape design. So do a lot of design landscaping.
Good. Does that give you an opportunity to work in your strength?
That's my, it does to a certain degree, man. But listen to you talk, I want to make sure, you know what I mean?
Remember, it's a platform and you can practice your gift on that platform. So as you come in contact with customers, practice your gift. Let me help everybody. I cut hair for nearly 20 years here in Atlanta. The relationships that I built with people, like one of my guys is getting married next week. I cut his hair for 17 years. Invited me to the wedding. My dude, my guy, another one of my guys is a VP at Arby's. He's a client. Another one of my guys was an executive somewhere. He was a client. So I was practicing my gift on the platform. And once I got off that platform and I was able to shine in my gift, they saw me on a different platform and they saw the value because I was in my strength. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Practice on the platform. So if you're doing the lawn thing, when you with your customers, work in your strength, build relationships with them. Those relationships move from platform to platform. You, the person, should never change. But if you create relationships in your landscaping platform, that doesn't mean that they can't cross over into your next platform.
Sure.
And let me say this to everybody. Don't get lullabied into only staying on the current platform. You get great by expressing, practicing, and training with your gift on multiple platforms. Superwoman trained in that area, but then when they came to the island to fight, she got more training. When she went into the United States, she got more training in her gift. And the more she was fighting, the more she was training, the more she realized what her strength and her gift was. Go through each bullet and assign an animal. Each bullet and assign an animal. Same thing, ideal job climate, assign an animal. Areas for continual improvement. And this is going to be the last one on this. So I'm going to read mine first. Because of the way I roll, I may tend to set expectations for myself and for others that are, the nice word is ambitious, but the real word is unrealistic. Because I'm so positive, I just believe we can do anything. So I will set some unrealistic expectations. I need to improve in that area. Let's just go through this real quick. What does everybody's first bullet say?
This is Erin.
Yeah, everybody want to jump in. Go ahead, Yolanda.
So mine is absolutely true. Promise a bit more than you can deliver, bite off more than you can chew.
Good. I want everybody to go through your bullets, add the animal, and then I really want you to work on this area of improvement. Go ahead, Joanne.
Mine is struggle with prioritizing things appropriately due to ranking all items as the most important.
Good. You already, everybody recognize it because this ain't, come on, Ingrid.
Hold a bit of a grudge.
We so stop right there. Stop holding grudge.
Me and Jesus working on it.
I'm just saying, you was 15 years old when that happened. Let it go. Let it go. Come on, Tosh.
Mine is be overly optimistic in ability to persuade or manage others.
Yeah. You know what that means?
So I'm a little bit too confident in.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit too. You're a little overly optimistic. Slow down. Bring it down a couple of notches. Come on, Marvin.
Okay. Let me switch back to it. May provide a false sense of buy into others on the team, then resist passive aggressively.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
Say it again.
May provide a false sense of buy-in into others on the team, then resist passive aggressively.
Yeah, because you don't like difficult conversations and you don't like conflict.
That's right.
You're gonna nod your head and go along just to get along.
Yeah.
Now, if it was just you and I on the phone, I would say it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Come on, I say it. My wife is the same way. Matter of fact, we just had a beef. We had some beef last night, And I ain't like, because I was like, yo, you just don't like having these difficult conversations. Well, you gonna have this one tonight.
Right.
I said, I need you to grab your little, all right, come on.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Shiv, read your bullet.
Sometimes overuse an ends justify the means perspective.
Woo! We got the same assessment. Come on. And I know you understand that. You know what that means. Alvin.
Be over tolerant with individuals who are unproductive.
Fire them. You too nice.
Oh yeah.
You too nice. Right? We had this conversation. Let's go. Good. Come on, who else we got that I missed? Come on, Shy. Oh, yeah, let's Shy and then Art.
Okay, mine say maybe too tightly linked to established procedures and tradition, even when more effective and effective methods become available.
What this is saying to you is your high C is a little too high and mighty. Relax a little bit and try something different. That's what I read. That's what I heard. What'd you hear?
Well, I was confused, but that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said. They said loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
In the area of procedure. It may not look the way you think it should look. Here's the example I use. What plus what equals 7? Me and you, Shy.
Well, 4 plus 3, 5 plus 2.
Yep, slow down.
Okay.
5 plus 2 equals 7, right?
Uh-huh.
What else? 4 plus 3.
Uh-huh.
6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of different ways to get to 7. There's no one way.
Right.
And then you can even go 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4.
Right.
And a lot of times what my high C's will do is say, no, I want to go to 7 the fastest way, or the best way, not the fastest, the best way, 4 plus 3. But what people around you in life and business are saying is, well, I'd like to go 6 plus 1, or I'd like to go 2 plus 5. Are you open to that? And what this is saying is you need to be more open to other ways.
Okay.
That help?
Yes.
Good. Nicholas, come on, talk to me.
Yes, appears somewhat abrupt and blunt towards others without being aware of it.
Yep, you're lying, ain't you?
Yeah,
You're high
I'm
D.
trying to improve.
Yep. Welcome to the family. Come on, welcome to the family. Yeah. What it's saying is calm down. Can I say a little curse word, guys? Just a little one. What it's saying is we're assholes. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, it's saying we're assholes. All right, I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm sorry. Who else we got? Who did I miss? Keith. Come on, Kim.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Art. I forgot. I got your Art. Kim.
The high sense of urgency coupled with a high ego and optimism may lead to overstepping authority and responsibility.
That makes sense? Because you and the family. Yeah. Yeah. Alvin, you did yours. Good. Marv, you went. Go ahead, Art.
So mine's may overuse impatience, and this may be perceived as rude by others.
Yeah, I just want y'all to look at his wife. We ain't got to say nothing else. Look at his wife. She like, get your life together. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Erica.
Mine says needs some coaching and time management and in setting deadlines that are more ambitious. Yeah.
And we actually did that on our call. Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I want you guys to go through your assessment. And I want you for every bullet to write what animal connects to it. Don't just study the bar graph. You got to go deep. Now, I don't do that with everybody. Like this is probably the first time I went this deep in it and connected it. I do this with clients, like company clients, and executives and professional athletes, but I use the advanced insight Shiv. I use that, but I go deep. The values, the attributes. It is a powerful tool to help you understand who you are. So now I want everybody in the chat, because we're going to move, to write down what your top takeaway was from the assessment, from the debrief. Your top takeaway. Top takeaway from the debrief. Top takeaway from the debrief. Top takeaway. Yep, just write it in the chat. Go ahead, Shiv, you good? Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll type this now and then I'll go. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yep, exactly. That low is a strength too. Yep, please. Good. Speak the language. Excellent. Whenever we're not our natural selves, we're doing a disservice. Good. I can be more intentional about how I communicate. Good. Platforms and gifts. Excellent. Labels create limits. Good. Good. And go ahead, Shiv, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, coaches, on your, if you don't mind getting your assessment back up on the natural patterns.
All right, hold on one second. Right there?
Yeah, perfect. And where are we? Yeah, just second bullet point there. Just to catch what animal people thought that was.
Able to think quickly on your feet. Jump in, guys. What animal do you think that is? And it can be two. It can be two.
Definitely a chameleon. They got to know what color to change to.
Who else?
They got to try to adapt quick.
Who else? And I know where you're going. Go ahead, Shiv.
Flamingo.
Flamingo. Okay. What other animal? It would be a high flamingo. Shiv, just go ahead and take it because I know where you're going. Go ahead.
I was going to go and say, listen, even the low ones are strengths. So I'll go low turtle here because you're exactly change and being able to go quickly. So just to be able to catch that it's not, our strengths aren't just in the high dimensions. The flip side's also a strength for that. So to catch that when you're going through and don't mix and C just because it's a low C or a low D. So I know there was a question earlier about being deliberate in your decision making, being seen as how is that a strength? But I wish at times I had that strength because I can be the other way.
Yep.
Can I just say something?
Yep.
I think that when we are self-aware, like we're doing with this DISC assessment, we all can think quickly on our feet because
Absolutely.
we're understanding all of these animals.
Yep. And here's the thing. Everybody can think quickly on their feet. We just do it in different ways. And I love what Shiv said, like, we always tend to think high this, high that. But this able to think quickly on your feet, if you look at my assessment, a low C thinks quickly on their feet. A low D or a low lion is very deliberate. So I'm still going to go ahead and cut your throat. I'm just going to do it in a more deliberate way. And that's why you want to study this assessment. And this is, I'm glad you brought that up, Shiv. This is why a lot of times when we do it from, if like on group calls, when you're in a group thing, a group setting, and you're only looking at the chart and you don't go deep, you don't realize that my low C is a gift. That's why I call it a secret superpower. The secret to it is I can still have order and structure and everything. I just don't have a whole bunch. But what I know, what it does for me now is it complements my D. So there's no weakness. There's only strengths. You just got superpower, secondary superpower, secret superpower. And for those people that are saying, I want to be a lion. No, you don't. You got lion in you. Your high C has the same task. You're driven, task driven. You solve problems differently. You're just more methodical. You're not going to be just jumping like, rawr, until you have dotted your I's, crossed your T's. You're going to